The 2018 midterm election is 8 months away, but campaigns are well underway, and Texas holds its primaries Tuesday. The state has 36 congressional districts. In 2016, 8 of those Republican-held districts went uncontested by Democrats. This year, Democrats are running in all 36. Aman Batheja is political editor for the Texas Tribune. He's with me from Austin via Skype. Aman, thanks for joining us. What is in the air right now in Texas? It seems that early voting is off the charts. Everyone's excited about voting, it seems.
Yeah, Democrats are really pumped. In the largest counties in the state, you've seen a spike in the voting for the Democratic primaries. On the Republican side, it's a lot of it's flat or a little down. They're excited a lot for Beto O'Rourke, who's running for Senate against Ted Cruz. That campaign has just caught a lot of momentum. And there's also just in general around the state, you have 8 members of the U.S. House from Texas who are not running for re-election. Some of them have been in those seats for decades. And so you just have a lot of crowded primaries to replace them. We've got one race where 18 Republicans are running to succeed Lamar Smith.
And there are some interesting fights unfolding within the Democratic Party ahead of this primary. What are you seeing there?
The most interesting stuff happening there is in these 3 House districts that are currently represented by Republicans, Pete Sessions, Will Hurd, and John Culberson. In all of those districts, Hillary Clinton beat Donald Trump there in 2016. So Democrats said, okay, those are our big targets for flipping. And so lots of Democrats have gotten into those races to be the one to challenge the incumbent. And you're seeing hundreds of thousands of dollars going into those races to just be the winner of the Tuesday's primary.
Very, very interesting. Now, I want to ask about gun control. My colleague Meg Oliver spoke with Democrats Lizzie Panel Fletcher and Gina Ortiz Jones earlier this week. Let's listen.
And do you support arming teachers in your schools?
My mom has been a public educator for 39 years. No. I mean, I think we've heard from experts, law enforcement, teachers themselves. I think this would be an awful idea.
We just heard the governor of Texas say at the White House yesterday that arming teachers is working in Texas.
I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's what teachers are saying. And I certainly don't think that's what law enforcement is saying. I think that I agree with Gina that that is not the answer.
But this is Texas. Do you think that message is going to win voters over?
Yes, I think Texans want their kids to be safe when they go to school. I think Texans understand that, in order for us to, again, definitely support the Second Amendment, but let's make sure that, the right people have access to these weapons.
So you have been reporting on Governor Greg Abbott's handling of this moment in the gun debate, this crucial moment after the Parkland shooting. What role is that playing ahead of Tuesday?
Well, so after the Parkland shooting, the governor did call for kind of a review of school safety procedures in schools and higher education institutions. But beyond that, he's been fairly silent. He's spoken against some ideas like raising the age for buying certain guns. But after that remarkable meeting Donald Trump had where he essentially called for confiscating guns and then doing due process later, he has been completely silent. He has not spoken at all about it. And what's most remarkable about that is throughout the Obama years, Governor Abbott was one of the most outspoken people criticizing the president and accusing him of trying to take guns or starting a fight on guns over much milder proposals than what Donald Trump proposed earlier this week.
And how much of an issue are you seeing the gun control debate forming to be in this primary?
You're seeing it on the Democratic side. They're appealing to the left side of the electorate, and so there are candidates who are trying to kind of get out there as I'm the most bold, I'm the most aggressive on gun control. On the Republican side, you're not seeing it as much yet. I think it'll become a bigger issue in the general election because Democrats have campaigned on it so much in recent weeks that both sides are going to make it an issue.
Yeah, it'll be hard to ignore. Now, finally, there is a Bush on the ballot on Tuesday. Tell us about his race.
This is probably, I've been calling this the most Texas race on the ballot. George P. Bush, Jeb's son, and George W.'s nephew. He is the land commissioner of Texas, and he is in a 4-way Republican primary, and the other 3 candidates, for them, the biggest issue is the Alamo. The land commissioner oversees the Alamo, the historic site where the most important battle in Texas happened. And the other three candidates have felt that they do not like how George P. Bush has been managing it and trying to kind of redesign it to make it a more interesting tourist experience. And they've made that the issue of the race.
So how is that race going, in your view?
From what we're hearing, there's a lot of speculation that George P. Bush is going to be forced into a runoff. The other three candidates, they're campaigning together. They actually last week were at the Alamo at a rally, and we're basically telling people, vote for any of us, just vote for one of us so we keep George P. under 50% and force him into a runoff.
All right. Well, thank you, Aman Batheja, for all your insight. We will certainly be watching what happens on Tuesday very closely. Thank you for that.
Thank you.